welcome to another episode of Wine Wednesday, here from Epic Production Stages and Expendables Plus Inc. My name is Marie, and this is our
I'm Vincent.
co-host for the day. And this week's episode, we'll be celebrating the history of chocolate.
Yummy! Can't wait.
As we celebrate the chocolate history, chocolate and all things chocolate are celebrated here in the United States every October 28th. However, right, Worldwide Chocolate Day is celebrated on September 4th. Whichever day you pick to celebrate it on, it's always going to be Chocolate Day every single day for some of us. Yeah. Whichever day you want to start is totally fine. We're still going to eat chocolate anyway. Right?
I don't need to start because I never stop. So I have some fun facts about chocolate and chocolate history.
Yeah.
Did you know that the Aztecs believed that chocolate was food for the gods?
Of course.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. I mean, I could understand why it was food for the gods. Because me being a god, I would love something like that.
Chocolate has an over 4,000-year-old history. So imagine they worship the god, the sun, and the rain. And one of the things they used to eat, right?
So I also know that originally it's not like how you see the chocolate we have here in front of you.
No.
It was more meant as a drink, not even similar to hot chocolate. It was something a lot, I would say, worse than tasting.
Of course.
They used to grind up, from what I have here in my information sheet, my little cheat sheet.
Yes.
They used to put water, honey, chili peppers, other spices, and brew to get a frothy chocolate drink.
Which were all the spices that were grown in Central and South America.
So it must have been very bitter. Because we didn't get any of the chocolate. It's close to what we have now until later on.
Most of the chocolate we consume in our days is actually processed chocolate. That's compared to what it was, a natural and organic, because that's why you call it organic.
If I understand correctly, I believe the beans they use is not a high quality bean as well for this mass producing chocolate.
No, not at all. But knowing that these people used to consume so much chocolate because, the kings and queens, they have kings and queens back then. It has an amazing history. Chocolate itself connects to a lot of history in the Americas.
Yeah, the Mesoamericans.
The Mesoamericas, which is like
from Mexico down to Latin Central
the
America.
True Americans, for everyone who wants to know real history, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a very interesting fact about how chocolate was found in the Americas. When the Spaniards came to conquer the Americas, they came in search of gold, silver, and spices. However, they hit the jackpot by finding chocolate. It was one of the first things that were brought to Europe. Chocolate does not come from Belgium or from France. It originally came from Central and South America.
Yeah, that's where it mainly grew at. Did you also know that chocolate was considered for the higher class? So for warriors, priests, kings, and nobles, they were the only ones who really had access to it. And then later on, it became a form of currency, and they used to use coca beans to be able to purchase items for food or clothing or anything like that. That was their currency.
It is very interesting because since it was just produced here in the Americas, due to the climate, the exchange and trade of chocolate was similar to gold trading.
Yeah. And from my understanding, I believe the Spaniards from Europe that were coming over, they actually started using coca beans as currency as well.
Yeah.
Because it was easier than to give people that they didn't know or didn't have value in their money. They have value in coca beans, which is why they use that instead.
So, for Spanish people, we are the founders, and the one who grew chocolate back in the first centuries over there. So
it's in our blood.
Yes.
So I have another fun fact. I also read that when the kings in Mesoamerica had passed away, they actually wanted to be buried with their chocolate.
I would want to be buried with my candy too, right?
And also, when chocolate was taken back into Europe, the Spaniards used chocolate for medicinal reasons. They used to cure stomach pains and headaches and stuff like that.
It is very interesting because it is a very well-known fact that archaeologists are still finding evidence of chocolate, and it's been around for approximately how many years? About
4,000.
4,000 years, and I mean, probably a lot longer than that. It is well known that the Aztecs and the Mayans, kings and queens, used to consume a chocolate in liquid form about 3 gallons a day to keep their bodies healthy and also for their libidos. And it was very well known as the first Viagra.
I don't know about any of that, but consuming 3 gallons of chocolate a day sounds pretty awesome.
I cannot even imagine anybody drinking that much.
Chocolate all day. I could do that.
Bathe on it, bathe in it.
Treat me like a kid. I want my chocolate. I also read a fun little fact, going back to the currency.
Okay.
There were people that actually were taking clay and carving it to look out as cocoa beans, starting the first counterfeit currency.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, like fake chocolate?
Yeah. They used to carve out the beans, the clay to look like the beans, and try to pass it off since it was their currency. And you have one of the first ever counterfeit currency.
It was the first counterfeit was chocolate. Who would know that? Seriously.
You just can't eat it. It might not taste good. It tastes like Play-Doh or something.
You also have a very interesting fact about the Spaniards. The Queen of Spain was the one who actually paid and demanded that the Europeans come into the Americas in search of gold. But one of the first gold that they found was chocolate. However, these Spaniards kept the recipe for chocolate over a century under wraps, and they were probably the only ones to have chocolate.
I think you would agree with me. If you had found something like this, you would want to keep it a secret yourself.
My precious.
I would feel exactly the same way. It's all mine, all mine.
However, King Louis married one of the daughters of the Spain royalty, and that's how the recipe for chocolate went on to France. France was not the original people that actually made chocolate. It was the Spaniards. But they first took it from,
so you're telling
the Aztecs and the Mayans from the Americas.
Through him being married,
yeah,
and basically them having bed talk. How
she gave away the secret. Oh my God! No, I hope that she was written off out of their history.
Well, you have to appreciate it, because if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have it sitting here.
Well, now the Belgians, the Germans, everybody makes chocolate.
Swiss chocolate.
Swiss chocolate, everybody makes chocolate. However, I have to tell you a really, really fun fact. This is personal. I grew up in South America, in Ecuador, and the bean that it comes from is the cacao beans. So spending all of my summers out in the countryside, my family was used to farm cacao beans. And not many people realize how extensive it is to actually bring it to where it is.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent process for it.
Doing research, you actually watch the whole process is really long. As it's coming out of the cacao bean, the cacao fruit, it has a pungent smell as it dries.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So as a kid, I used to hate chocolate.
Listen, I don't need to know any of that. As long as I get this product in my mouth, at the end of the day, it can smell whatever it smells like at first. It doesn't matter to me.
Well, as we celebrate chocolate, I think it's really, really fun to actually learn a little bit about the history. And like I said before, it's true that the history of chocolate connects into a lot of other histories that a lot of people are not aware of, and that they don't teach you in school about the Americas, and that it was actually taken from the Native Americans.
So, wrapping all this up, you could say chocolate is America.
Chocolate is Spanish and is American. Yes, it is. In the meantime, do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below on our YouTube channel. Also, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Till next time, do not forget to have some wine, right? While you're having some chocolate at home or with your friends, or celebrating the holidays that are coming up soon. We'll see you soon.
Bye.